Programming simple rhythmic patterns in the Gnome is quick and easy. To get started, navigate to the mixer and then scroll up to the top where you will see a series of buttons that give you access to many features. The blue button with the letter P opens the pattern editor. A pattern in the Gnome is represented as a series of steps that can be in an enabled or a disabled state. These steps are then laid over the grid of a channel's rate to create rhythms. I have opened the Channel 1 pattern editor. Channel 1 is currently set to a rate of 1, so any patterns we create will be played back as a series of quarter notes and quarter rests. If we later change the rate of Channel 1, the pattern will be played back at the newly selected rate. Each channel has access to 32 patterns that can be edited independently. We are currently editing pattern A1. Right now there are no steps in this pattern, so the pattern view is empty. We can add steps in several ways. One way is to decide how many pattern steps we would like in our pattern, add that number of steps to the pattern with the control at the top of the screen, and then enable individual steps by tapping on them. Tap the plus button next to the total steps indicator to add disabled steps to the end of the pattern. If you add more steps than intended, tap the corresponding minus button to remove the last step from the pattern. Once you have some steps in your pattern, you can interact with them in the pattern view in the middle of the screen. Tap a step to select it. Tap an already selected step to toggle between an enabled and a disabled state. With a step selected, you can also edit other step properties, such as the dynamic level of the step and the sound associated with the step. Scroll upward on the sound menu to select a different sound from this channel's sound set. Let's set the first step to a higher pitch. By default, each channel is assigned 3 beeps of increasing frequency. The Gnome comes with many built-in sounds which can be accessed through the sound set editor, which will be covered in another video. When you are satisfied with your pattern, tap the Pattern Selected switch in the upper right portion of the screen to select it, and then close the pattern editor by swiping downward. Then tap the play button to hear your pattern.